Hi everyone, I'm Dr. Stephen Rabin, and I'm what you might call an integrative gynecologist. If that sounds a little bit out there or different, well, that's because it is. I work with patients in a traditional gynecology-only practice, and I try to spend the extra time it takes to do more than just search for illness. I take those precious minutes that we spend to help you create a robust, profound, fatigue-fighting, disease-fighting level of wellness. If I'm fortunate enough to win this incredibly generous challenge or contest, you're going to see me at the Experts Academy in the front row. I've been in private practice for 19 years, and there's nothing more important to me than my family and my work. My wife and younger son moved clear across the country almost 2 years ago so he could pursue his talents, and I'd fly out there about every month or so. And we really missed being together. And as everything started to work out so very well for them, it became clear that I'd have to move there, because saying I miss you every day on the phone or in our texts just broke our hearts. So in a move that's either going to be the most courageous thing I've ever done or the dumbest thing I've ever done, I left my busy medical practice, sold our house that was way lost its value, cleaned out all of our savings, and now I'm 6 months into a brand new practice starting from nothing in an incredibly competitive market at an incredibly difficult time in medicine. Doctors are in the helping business, and I've been tied to a model of going at it one-on-one. And then there's the geographical constraints, the time constraints. It creates a huge limit on the impact that one person can make. So after reading The Millionaire Messenger and watching all of the free videos, I know there's a way for me to share my knowledge, my methods, my programs, my explanations as an expert based on about 50,000 patient encounters in my almost 20 years of practice. So here's my 5 tips for both men and women of all ages. Number 1, eat the right things. Now, don't roll your eyes. You are what you eat. Really. Where did all this come from? Not out of thin air. You need to eat real food, the kind of stuff that doesn't come with a label. Meat, chicken, eggs, fish, nuts, seeds, plants, vegetables, fruit, while cutting way back on grains and starchy foods. Cut out all the junk. We were designed to thrive on real food. Basically, if you can't pick it or kill it, don't eat it. And if you're a vegetarian, eat plants, nuts, seeds, fruits, roots. Also plant-derived fats and oils, avocado, olives, coconut. You've heard this before. And now it's time to test it out. What if I gave you a list of 50 foods that you could eat in unlimited amounts, but nothing else? Would you stick to that, if only that, for 2 months? Of course you could. Try it. You will see bounds of energy and huge results. Number 2, learn the hormone truth. There's so much misinformation and conflicting information out there. It's so completely obnoxious that it becomes worthless. There's self-educated advocates out there making sweeping conclusions and recommendations that fly in the face of the facts and the studies. You have to learn what it's really all about, and then you can make an educated decision. I spend more than half of my day counseling women who are suffering, lost in their symptoms, in a fog of fatigue. Women come in with fear and confusion about what they should do. Desperate, they spend time and money only to get put down by their regular doctors. I've read just about every book that my patients have read on the topic. I read the books that they're reading, what doctors should be reading. I study the articles and the reviews. I think my wife's going to send me to AA. That's Amazon Anonymous. But it's stunning how misconstrued the information becomes by the time the news, the media, the health commentators, they spin it, and then they disseminate these blanket conclusions in these absolute terms. Everybody should do this. Nobody should do that. It's so irresponsible that it's shameful. While millions suffer by choosing not to do anything, they're paralyzed with fear that they're going to make the wrong choice. And then, when they do a little bit of research, they're scolded by their doctors for daring to suggest alternatives. You owe it to yourself to understand the actual information to as deep a level as you need to. That's how you make a truly informed decision, and not a decision based on fear, confusion, and what your cousin's hairdresser told you she heard on TV. There's great options. Some are natural, some are prescription, sometimes they're compounded, sometimes they're traditional. The science is there, and the physiology is not terribly hard to understand. Can you tell I'm a little bit passionate about this one? So that's number 2, hormone truth. Number 3, sleep well. If you choose to value this, you might just change your whole world. Make every effort to learn more about what's called sleep hygiene, because a lack of good quality and quantity sleep is really a killer. It makes it hard to lose weight, hard to concentrate, puts you in a lousy mood. It increases your risk for disease, heart disease, cancer. And simply put, those people who get lousy sleep are 20% more likely to die in the next 20 years. And by the way, women have it worse than men. So put it to practice. Let me give you a few quick tips, and there's many, many more, but here's 3. Make a caffeine cutoff time. Make it 2 p.m. It may need to be even earlier, like at noon. Number 2, get some light in your head during the day, as early in the day as you can. Number 3, the hour before bedtime is power down hour. No more screens, TV, computer, the phone, dim the lights, make your sleep room as dark as possible. You see, light during the day and dark at night stimulates melatonin release. Now here's one more tip. There are some specific supplements that can help. One of them is magnesium. But too much magnesium by mouth can give you some nasty side effects. So try a warm Epsom salt bath. That's right, Epsom salt is pure magnesium. Number 4 is hydration. This may seem like a no-brainer, but too many people are walking around just chronically, subtly dehydrated, not drinking enough water. Get some kind of a portable vessel, get some filtered water, don't get too fancy. Your gauge is really just seeing that your urine is getting towards clear. We've all had that experience of the very dark, concentrated urine, and hopefully you've had the experience of clear, see-through urine, and that's where you want to get closer to. It is possible to become water intoxicated. It's not easy, and I don't suggest that you overdo it, but just try to get the urine a little bit more towards the clear side. Number 5, and our final tip for the day, positive thinking and speaking. Making positive statements of what you actually want to happen. And this comes from so many different aspects, so many different fields of study, neurolinguistics, the law of attraction, sports psychology. It works whether you're speaking to yourself or to your kids or to your colleagues or your staff at work. Here's an example. You're yelling at the kids. You're always spilling the milk. Don't spill the milk. I don't want to see the milk on the floor. If I have to clean it up, the floor's going to end up all sticky. Do you see the picture that you're painting? Is that the outcome that you want? You can say the same thing, but this time framing it the way you want it, like this. Today, kids, the milk stays on the table. You're going to drink it carefully. I know you're going to keep control of your arms and your legs, and the milk today stays on the table, okay? Think about in archery. They don't look at all of the places they don't want the arrow to go. They look right at the bullseye. You don't focus on the things that you don't want to happen. Make the same statement, just in the positive. This is a learnable habit that can change your outcome. Try it for 3 weeks. It's surprisingly hard, but totally doable. And you can make it a habit, and you'll see and feel the benefits much sooner than you imagine. Remember, your most dominant thought becomes your reality. So that's it for now. Were there some pearls in there for you? I hope so. Feel free to like and share this video. After all, that's what this is all about. So until next time, I'm Dr. Stephen Rabin. Thank you for listening.